Hello, Mike Polonzi, back for another season of Safe and Sound. And very excited today, starting the new year, 2026, with a really special guest and a special episode really close to my heart and close to Wendy's heart as well. We are going to be doing autism safety during first responder interactions. And up from Florida is the founder of the Go Guardian Blue Autism Safety Program, Wendy and Lucy. Thanks so much for coming up, Wendy. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us. We're very excited to be here.
So, you and I have been talking for a few months now.
Yep.
I think it's good to tell people that after today, I will be officially the Director of Autism Safety Training in Massachusetts for first responders.
Yes, sir.
And thank you very much for that offer. And I look forward to working with you and all the great people in the organization and getting our law enforcement first responders trained and the importance of everything we're going to talk about today. So, what made you dedicate your work to protecting autistic individuals? I know we talked about this a little bit before, but you had a great story, so just go ahead.
It was a progression. I met a Special Forces medic about 10 years ago, and he was patenting a safety barrier that protects civilians and law enforcement during interactions. And what that barrier does, it makes interactions go a lot more smoothly. So you don't have to physically touch a person. And in doing this, we started to see that officers unfortunately just weren't trained properly and they didn't have the right equipment. So when we introduced the safety barrier, we were getting great results. Thousands of deployments later, we have saved civilians and officers without anyone getting hurt, and it's an anomaly. And we're all across the state of Massachusetts now. We're all across the United States with this program. And then it morphed into the autism program that we have now that protects the autistic. So very, very thankful, and it was a progression. And we had a high-functioning gentleman that came down and started running the Vector LinkedIn. And when he started doing that, that was when I started realizing that the resources were just not there. The proper training with the tools, with the things like the sticker program that we do. So it was an evolution.
And we're going to talk about the change in the stickers in a few minutes.
Yep.
But that's actually how we met, was through Vector.
Correct. We were training, I think it was the Massachusetts Department of Corrections.
Yes.
Yeah. So we do MADOC, Massachusetts State Police use what we do, Boston PD. There's about 60 departments across the state of Massachusetts that use our safety program successfully. Driving here, I saw that Salem uses what we do, Westboro, Chicopee, New Bedford. A lot of departments in Massachusetts use what we do successfully and protecting the autistic.
And it's working well across the country.
Amazing. We're an anomaly, an absolute anomaly. There is no other tool and training curriculum that's been put out for 10 years with the success that we have. Literally thousands of deployments where everyone's been protected.
And I appreciate the phone call.
I love you guys. I'm so thankful to be here.
Bobby kind of mentioned something about why you had a conversation about why you were choosing me to be the director of MASS.
Because you are just a perfect fit. You truly care about what you're doing. You want to protect the public. You're great with the training and everything, and it's just a perfect fit. You're a wonderful human being, humanitarian, and you're skilled, right? You proficiently know how to do what we need done.
Well, I've been doing this, not this training, right, per se, but safety training for 28 years. So yeah, I have a little bit of years behind me.
A few years. But
Yeah.
you can do both of it. You're proficient with the training aspect, but you're also good and can speak to people.
And you're very passionate because you have a personal connection to this.
I've got actually a couple. My girlfriend that I grew up with named Bonnie, her son is high functioning, and he was the one that was running the LinkedIn. And that was just by a fluke. I didn't know her son was autistic. And she was doing sales for us, and then she asked if Brandon could have a job. And I said, absolutely, because Brandon could not do social interactions. He's a whiz at the LinkedIn, and I work better with him than I do 99% of you guys. So Brandon is near and dear to my heart. I love Brandon dearly. There's a daughter and father duo up here in Massachusetts. It's also an autistic duo that's helping and working with us. It created the new sticker that we're using. And Bobby, the gentleman who created the barrier, his daughter's high-functioning autistic as well. So he knows from both a parent's perspective and a law enforcement perspective how dangerous it can be when officers aren't trained properly or don't know the signs of an autistic person or don't have the proper tools to be able to handle the situation. So we have both. We have officers who both have autistic children and who are also training law enforcement.
And as far as the training goes, and we've talked about this endlessly, that the public wants our first responders to be trained to this level. They give them this much money and expect them to perform. It's really unfair what they do across the board.
Budgets are a lot of the reason people get hurt. And we are actually working on that. We have ways to combat that. We have programs where companies can get involved to help. We make it inexpensive for the departments to do just the autism program. We support everything in any way that we can. Officers need the proper training, but then it has to open up the purse strings, right? So they have to be able to fund the training, and that's also where we help.
And you're also, they can apply for some of the grants that are out there.
Absolutely.
As well.
Westboro got approved for a grant for, I think, $20,000 for what we do, because what we do is it's a safety barrier and safety training. So it applies to a lot of the grants that are out there.
Let's talk about the change in stickers, and then we can get to the little cutie on your lap there.
All righty. The reason we got involved with the sticker program originally, we were doing a podcast in South Carolina with the Walford City Police Chief. His name was Chief David Green of the Walford City Police Department. And in the middle of the podcast, he brought out this sticker. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, Chief, what is this sticker?" And he goes, "This is what the fire department uses to tell if someone's autistic." And they were also using it for pets, to know if you have a pet in the home, so they know in an emergency situation how to respond. And I looked at him and I said, "That's amazing." And he's like, "Well, it's just a sticker program." So we took Chief Green's sticker program nationwide. Now this sticker is used in departments all across the country. Well, it was functional at that time, and it worked because everybody knew what the puzzle piece was. Well, in working with the autistic, with Bonnie's son and Danny's daughter and Bobby's daughter, autistic people, and even myself, the not the neurodiverse, but we are neurotypical, if that, would rather associate with the infinity symbol, right? This is a peaceful, it's an uplifting symbol. And it does the same function. It's the Autism Responder Alert Program. Infinite Possibilities came from Danny and Alana. And her video, she's actually a high-functioning ski instructor that is up on the YouTube Together on the Spectrum. So the new sticker came from Alana, and it's the Autism Responder Alert sticker. So anyone that comes up to this sticker knows that someone who is autistic could be present. So that was where the sticker came from, and then the change from that. So the puzzle piece had some issues where they didn't want to be seen as missing part of the puzzle, and autistic individuals certainly are not. Brandon is higher IQ than most of the people I know. So there's nothing missing, and we would much rather go with something that's positive and a positive message with the infinity symbol. So there's limitless possibilities. Thanks, Alana.
Yes, thanks, Alana, for coming up with that. And when we talk about first responders interacting with someone who's autistic,
Yeah.
many things they can do that we bring up. One of it is a service animal.
Correct.
Or,
A comfort dog.
Comfort dog.
Yeah.
The stuffed animals.
Yeah.
Even an app or a video game, something to refocus their mind.
Correct. It's
And
called redirection.
Redirection.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why she's the founder, okay? And I'm just but also, it allows them to be hands-off and resolve a situation, which is really key.
Absolutely, and that's the entire premise behind the Vector Protective Barrier and the sticker program and everything that we do. It's so officers do not have to touch a person. It works flawlessly. If an officer can redirect and let the autistic person have space and time, a safe space to where they can regroup because they're oversensitized, then they calm down, medical help arrives, family arrives, and there's no reason to even come close to the person. So, and this has worked. Chief Green has a letter from a high-functioning individual's family. They did the stop calmly, and they said, "Thank you for handling this like you did." So we have documented incidents where this has worked in the field.
It's truly cutting edge.
There's nothing like it. This is the only program like it.
And I will admit, I'm not as holistic and eat as well as you do, but it does take a more holistic approach to this.
I've been a holistic practitioner for 30 years, and anything I do is holistic, and I try to incorporate all of it together, right? With Lucy, I use rosemary, right? And on the Together on the Spectrum YouTube channel, there's holistic approaches that the autistic can use, like for neuroplasticity. Rosemary, if you get a rosemary plant, the smell boosts serotonin, for your neuroplasticity. It's great for a dog's coat, and she can eat it, and it's actually good for her. So I smell like rosemary right now. And it calms them. You see how calm she is?
She is very calm.
She loves the rosemary.
I will tell you, I've had 2 dogs on the show.
Yeah.
Charlie being one of them. Charlie was not calm at all. So, now don't act up, Lucy. We're giving me a plug here.
You're being good at what
You
it is
are
I think
being
we're
good.
saying her name.
Yes.
But holistic in everything, right? Officers have to be sharp. They have to be well rested, and that's the other thing that plays into it with the budget, right? We're expecting officers to do all this, and we're not giving them the proper tools. The safety barrier doesn't take a lot of training. The sticker takes no training, 0. So these work on things that a human being would normally do with visual cues that don't need any training. So that's the beauty of it too. The safety barrier needs minimal training. It works how you would normally do. Sticker doesn't need any training whatsoever. And then the de-escalation training does take some skill, which is where you come in with your years of expertise in doing that.
And the officers like that barrier because it creates that reactionary gap distance and lets them have a conversation, hopefully, with someone they're interacting with without having to actually go hands-on.
Officers, yes. Officers absolutely love the barrier. And we've stopped, even in Massachusetts, we have stopped a handgun without hurting anyone. And we had a New Bedford officer that was attacked with a machete. He stopped the machete attack safely. No one was hurt. So we're actually stopping people who are trying to hurt officers without hurting the people by a lot. We have single officers who view this 1,000 times serving warrants peacefully. It's unheard of. It's an anomaly. And any officer who uses this will tell you that because of what they're doing and how they're using it, like Braintree, it's changed everything about how that department operates. Every call they use our safety barrier. So Connecticut State Police, every call they use our barrier on warrants. So it's a much safer, calmer approach to everything an officer does.
Connecticut was really responsive. I was down for that training with you guys.
You were there. Okay.
I was there, yes.
Oh my goodness, I've known you 10 years ish.
Yes, I'm getting a little older.
A little, yeah.
A little older, yes.
How old are you today? 25?
I am. Yeah. Yes, it is my birthday today, St. Patrick's Day, and I am 62.
That's
spending it in
amazing.
the studio with my friends and my beautiful wife, and I love spending my birthday here with
This
you
is an
guys.
amazing birthday.
And when you said you were coming up and it's your birthday, I'd come up. I would absolutely want to tell people about this. And I've been really excited to start telling people. I've kept it quiet until you and I finalize everything this weekend. And now I can't wait for this to air. All right, so let's go. The way this works is it's a 3-tier execution of this. And do you want to do the 3 tiers? You would
Sure,
like me to do the
absolutely.
3
It's a
tiers?
3-tiered safety net, and the sticker program can be a standalone. Like I said, we try to get it as inexpensive as possible so we can reach as many departments as possible. We have literally donated thousands of hours of training for free, just to make sure that officers had the proper protection. We've had single officers call from like Arizona and needed training, and we've trained them on the Skype for free or the Zoom for free. It's a 3-tiered safety net. It starts with the sticker. The sticker, Lucy's going to eat the sticker. It starts with a sticker, right? An autistic individual or family puts this on the home or the car or even a hospital room or a classroom, and that lets the first responders know that there is an autistic person present and approach with care. Then the safety barrier allows the officer to create a safe space where the person can calm down. They shut the bright lights off, they shut off the sirens, so it's a much more peaceful interaction. And then the de-escalation training where you come in is to teach them how to safely de-escalate, right? Create distance, don't approach the person, make calm movements, speak slower. A person who's on the spectrum may take 15 minutes to answer a question. They may, if you're in a situation in a car, you're asking them to do something and they're still reaching for the glove box, which leads me into another thing. There's a thing called the Blue Envelope Program in Massachusetts that the Massachusetts State Police use. That is also part of it. We work in conjunction with any other program that a department may be using. I know New Bedford uses seatbelts with the autism. The more things, the better. But our program itself is a 3-tiered. It's the sticker, the training, and the safety barrier, and it works in conjunction with anything else another department might be doing. Layers of protection, right? In
Yes.
what you do. The more layers, the better.
And it's just like with use of force. You know, you need certain levels
Yep.
to de-escalate or to solve a problem.
Yep.
But there's a big misconception that police officers show up, guns drawn, sirens blaring, and that's just not true. And it's a bad rap they get. You know, fortunately, you and I have walked away from politics long ago. It's bad for our brains.
Horrible.
We focus on a lot of good things besides politics, which is nice. And even my wife has said I'm a little calmer around the house these days. So I'm sure she's going to thank you for that as well.
That's a great thing, Lise. Yeah, we're all about protecting people, the autistic. The politics doesn't play into this at all, right? You just want to protect the innocent, and it works, and protect law enforcement at the same time. That's why what we do is so successful. It protects everybody all at once. You can't protect one without the other and have safe result. You can't. So we are protecting both, and it's ending great. I mean, thousands of deployments, and it doesn't escalate. It only goes down. And when you can stop lethal force and go down the use of force continuum, and some states are getting away from the use of force continuum, if you can go down in the way you're handling something instead of going up, you've created a much safer outcome. And schools, right? We're in the Aubrey Independent School District. We have schools now that use this daily, right? The UNC Chapel Hill Hospitals Police use both the sticker program and the safety barriers in a hospital and school setting. We're in the Aubrey Independent School District in Texas, Texas Highway Patrol, right? So a lot of great agencies are seeing what we're doing. And if you go to the Vector website on the autism side of it, there's a testimonial from UNC Chapel Hill about what we're doing.
And like every department in the country, and you hear it, I hear it, they're trying to do more with less. You know,
Well, and unfortunately, it has to be that way, but we're accommodating that. We're really trying to go in and do that.
So let's talk about how they do it. They see this. We're right across the street from Beverly PD. Great people. Know all those guys. They see this. Maybe they know to call me. Someone who does not know me. How do they get?
Hi, Beverly PD. For referrals, you can reach out to any department that uses us, because I know you're going to want to see if what we're saying legitimately works. There's a video on Together on the Spectrum at Halifax that got like 9,000 views. Halifax PD has a comfort dog. They use the sticker program with great success. Reach out to Mike at Safety Academy USA. We can implement the sticker program. We're happy to do in-person demos at no charge. You can try out the safety barriers. We'll give you stickers. Even for a demo, we'll be happy to give you the stickers at no charge. The most important thing is just to get out this and create awareness. But more importantly, create action, right? Awareness is great. It has to happen. But now 1 in 31 children is diagnosed with autism per the CDC in 2025. So awareness is there. Now we need to have something that actually acts to protect the autistic, and that's where we come in. We are physically doing something that's actually helpful. So reach out to Mike about the program, reach out on Go Guardian Blue, reach out on Together on the Spectrum, the dedicated YouTube channel, and then Mike will actually meet with you in person, and you can get the stickers and try the safety barrier.
And we'll have all that up on the screen. They will put that on, so
Yep.
people seeing that this can just go on. And also, we're going to take a picture after the show. We'll have a QR code.
Correct.
That people will be able to scan. The good people here, BevCam, will edit that for us. So that's awesome. Love working with them.
And that also leads into how companies can get involved. This is we were talking about budgets, right, and how it goes on. We have businesses now on Boston Harbor, a business in particular, that is now willing to put other companies' advertising up at their location. And this will spotlight a company that is supporting the autistic or the neurodiverse. Any company on the Together on the Spectrum website that you're going to see, or the YouTube channel, actively promotes autism safety and autism response and the programs. So that's another way, and that's more that's promoting safety and awareness. And you scan the QR code and it goes to a video about the program.
Because we talk a lot about awareness, patience, tools to deal with these people. All things we will be training people on, and I will be doing it in Massachusetts, just to teach those three things, how to deal with that. It's important. It's an important tool. I love the holistic approach, helping people understand the neuroplasticity of someone who's autistic.
Yeah.
You may want to talk a little about that.
Neuroplasticity is just your brain's ability to adapt. You actually rewire rewire your brain in layman's terms. And when they use the barrier, the officers are learning a new technique. And the more you use, like things you normally wouldn't do, like I was right-handed. My father was both ambidextrous, so I've been doing things with my left hand. That rewires your brain. So anything you can do to improve brain function helps anybody, but it's especially key with the neurodiverse. And I also have a program that's free. Anything that I do is absolutely free to anyone who's autistic or the families of. If you can remove toxins from your environment, you're going to have a much better outcome. I have a cleaning program where you can take pet urine stains and odors out of upholstery. It's free on the website, so you can go there and learn how to safely do that to where it's not hurting your pet, it's not hurting your child, and it actually helps with neuroplasticity, like the rosemary.
Like the rosemary.
Like the rosemary. Guess what you're getting for your birthday?
Oh, just what I always wanted, rosemary. All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate that. Because when we're talking about the brain functions, it helps in responsive learning.
Yep.
So someone autistic will help them learn different.
Makes them calmer.
Calmer.
Like Lucy.
Like Lucy. Or they can understand a new experience, which obviously, not to insult law enforcement, but we'll just be plain and say it's a new experience for everyone every time we encounter law enforcement somewhere in our lives.
Yep.
And not always the best of circumstances. So
Usually not. I don't like getting pulled over, right? So imagine if you're high disposed, you don't like sirens and sights and get uptight. I don't like it. So imagine somebody who can't respond the way a normal person it's scary. And this removes some of the fear away. Like an autistic person knows they've got the sticker. It's some layer, it's an actual palpable thing to protect them. So they're calmer.
And not only with the experience, but also, we're talking about if someone's injured. Helps them explain the injury or allow someone to respond to it, help them know how to treat them a little differently in a different manner than someone who's not autistic.
Correct.
Because I know, especially if someone's bleeding, start to bleed, we just like fly in and compression bandages, or tourniquets. But someone who has the sticker on them or is identified, the response can be a little different, much different approach actually than just diving in after to help that person.
If someone's bleeding, it does have to happen quickly, but you can do it calmer. You don't have to be yelling. You don't have to be doing this. And actually, in a regular situation, that would probably help as well. But you have to be cool under stress. You have to be able to administer the help in a quick manner, but without escalating tensions. And that can be done like if a child's hurt, let them pet the dog or play with the dog if you can while you're waiting on people to show up, like Officer Campbell does at Halifax. And just be calmer and be able to do. And because the officers are protected and they know that the other person's protected, the experiences are much calmer.
It's not what they're seeing, but what they're hearing. They know. Well, hopefully, we can teach them.
Yeah.
Get here, but turn the sirens off.
Correct.
Because sirens are designed to get someone's attention. Sometimes we don't want an autistic's brain to get that kind of attention through that kind of sound.
Yeah. Bright lights, sirens, loud sounds, quick movements. Just minimize the stimulus during the interactions.
And understand that they're not complaining because they don't want to. They have not processed it fully.
That is a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. The disconnect that is happening is because someone that is trying to hurt an officer is known as an emotionally disturbed person in most states. An emotionally disturbed person is not an autistic person. They are completely two different segments of the population. The problem that happens is when a law enforcement officer comes up on a scene and an autistic person is acting out due to overstimulus, that is misconstrued as an emotionally disturbed person, and the officer then responds like they're reacting to an emotionally disturbed person, when in fact it's an autistic person that's being overstimulated. So what this does then with the sticker there, well, wait a minute, this person's acting a little off. Maybe they're autistic because we have this. Now I've got the safety barrier. Let's give them some space and time and be quiet and then see what happens. And it works. It works very well. So that is the disconnect and the regular people sitting at home might not understand that. That's why these incidents that are going not favorably are happening, because the officer doesn't know the person's autistic and is misinterpreting the behavior of someone that wants to hurt someone or the officer, and that's certainly not the case. They're just oversensitized. And this allows the officer to give space and time and be more peaceful during the interaction. and they're not. And if the person does turn out to be someone like an emotionally disturbed person that wants to hurt somebody or the officer can safely stop that person without having to touch them. So it helps an officer differentiate between someone who wants to hurt someone and someone who's acting out of overstimulus.
Exactly. And that was one of the great aspects I like about this program. Knowing the difference between, emotionally disturbed, they call them EDs, and someone who may be autistic, which is two totally different people.
This has to happen. It's not a matter of if, when, what. I don't care about your budget. This is something that absolutely has to happen. There's no reason for an autistic child or individual to be hurt when the training is available, when the tools are available. We've proved it over the last 10 years. It doesn't have to happen. That doesn't have to happen. But programs like this, I am pro any program. It doesn't have to be Go Guardian Blue, as long as the department is doing something to spread proper awareness and have their officers trained and to do it. And with us offering this for free to come visit you, there's no reason. There's no reason for a department to not be aware, not be trained. Even the things that we instruct, if you don't buy our program, can still protect an autistic person or save an officer, and you don't have to buy anything. Bobby, because he was a Special Forces medic in the military, his instruction saves lives, whether you have anything, right? So our aim is to truly help the autistic and police and everyone, even pups.
Even pups. All right. Wow. I know we put a lot of information in a short amount of time. Normally, if you've seen any of my other episodes, at the end, this is the point of the part of the show where I give a safety tip. But I'm change that up a little bit, and I just want to bring this awareness to people, because that's starting today. I am hitting it hard. Safety works best when families, communities, and first responders work together, and the Go Guardian Blue is helping make that happen, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. Thank you so much, Wendy, for letting me be a part of this, and I think we're going to do great things in Massachusetts.
Thank you so much. Amazing things in Massachusetts. And thank you, Lisa, and the whole team here. Very thankful to be here.
Yep, thank you. Of course, my wife, Lisa, behind the scenes, Michelle Lopez, Chris Harvey, and our new producer, John McMahon. I hope I said that right. He'll be working with me this year along with Michelle while Chris is off doing other things. Well, thank you very much. Feel free, if you know anyone that can use this program, anyone that can benefit from this, reach out to me. The number's on the screen, the website's on the screen, and I will see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.